Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my beautiful rideshare revolutionaries. What is up with this light? I look like an evil villain right now. It's me, Gio, the leader of the rideshare revolution, the rideshare rock star, the captain of the 2K club, and the realest, the funniest, the handsomest, and the beardedest driver on YouTube. And okay, so I have to apologize again for audio quality if this one is not that great, because I did somehow lose my microphone that I just bought 2 weeks ago, so I'll be ordering another one of those soon. I'll probably do that right now after I finish this video. Okay, we're gonna be talking about the new surge. The first full week I have with the new surge in Chicago. And first things first, let's check my rating. Hey, 4.96. I'm still doing good, right? Yeah. I love these compliments. Great beard. That's right, I do have a great beard. All right. Just checking. You guys hear that? We got some bad storms in Chicago today. Just checking if someone's dinged me recently. I don't know. I'm all good though. All right. One of the things I did was I wanted to compare the first full week of the new surge to the last full week with the old surge. So the flat surge versus the multiplier. But here's the problem though. This last week was incredibly slow it was slow for me. It wasn't slow for everyone. First things first. So, for example, damn it, I'm fucking up here. Let's go back to the home screen. I barely know how to navigate this app. Wait, there we go. Let's just go up here. All right. So as you guys can see, last week I did 1,537 in total earnings for 66 hours and 142 trips. And this was one of the worst weeks I've driven in maybe probably since 4th of July week, honestly, which a holiday week, go figure. Holiday weeks are always kind of slow here. So I know a lot of you rideshare haters are going to be like, I told you the flat surge was going to fuck you up. Is it though? I mean, I personally did not make a lot of money this week. There are some drivers who made $300 in like 6 hours Saturday night because they drove, there was a wrestling event in the suburbs and there was crazy flat surges all over the place there. So some of these drivers really cashed in. They really made a lot of money. I unfortunately didn't. As you guys can see, on Saturday I made 163 for 9 hours. Yesterday I made 177 for 8 hours. I mean, for me, that's really, really, really low. And okay, and here's the thing. Yesterday morning, from 4 to 8 a.m., I did like 6 rides. It was that bad. It was just, Monday and Tuesday were very, very busy. Wednesday and Thursday were not, especially overnight. Like I said, it was a holiday week, so people maybe left town. I don't know. I'm not going to say it was a slow week because of the flat surge. I know that's what everyone is hoping to hear. I think next week will be a better indicator of exactly what it's like on a normal-ish week, even though we didn't really have a normal business day today. But I just wanted you guys to see that. So this is the first full week with the flat surge, right? How have I been affected by the flat surge versus multiplier? Honestly, I know this is gonna piss off a few people. I do personally feel like I have been unaffected by the flat surge. If anything, like I've been making more money in promotions with the flat surge because of the way it's. Right now in Chicago, we have consecutive trip bonuses from like 5 to 8 or 6 to 8 in the morning. So if you don't log off between rides and you accept if you accept like 3 pings in a row, then you get a bonus for completing those rides, right? I've been completing those consecutive trip bonuses way more frequently now because that bonus on top of how the flat surge is structured, some of these rides for 30, 40 minutes end up paying, close to $35 when they would be, next closer to like 25 without the flat surge, even with just a multiplier. So like I said, right now I am taking advantage of pools and bonuses, but that's what you have to do in these markets where these bonuses and incentives are offered. Because as you guys see there, this week I made $242 in promos. Let's go to my drawing app so we can really... I like this stuff. So right there, 242 in promos, and I did well. I will say my per ride average this week was really, really poor. It happens. It was a slow week up until Saturday, and I had a really shitty Saturday. But some drivers, like I said, they make $300 from like 10 at night to 4 in the morning. So some of these guys really killed it. I did not. I mean, good for them, right? They really got out there and made that money. I didn't. It happens. Not everyone. You can't always get what you want, but you can try sometimes. Yeah. So that was this week. But I did want to show you guys something interesting. So as you guys see here, 142. Yeah. Let's exit out of that really quick. So this was this is the last full week with the old surge, with the multiplier. And that was a considerably better week. I made, $200 more in 2 hours less. So did considerably better. But as you can see there, I made a little bit less in promotions. Yeah, I mean, look at that Saturday. $300 in 10 hours. I mean, I didn't even come close to that. Yeah. I mean, like I said, sorry, I'm tired. Sleep schedule's all fucked up. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that difference, right? I also want to show you this. I think this is really interesting. This is not going to be a great video, by the way. I went ahead and I undertook the task of, this is all of my earnings each day from the last week of the multiplier surge and my earnings each day with this week, including the promos. And as you guys see there, on Monday, 8/13, I made 293. The 96.17, that is, I went through every single trip each of these weeks, and I counted up in the fare details, what it says Uber receives and there's a dollar amount. I counted up every single ride for each day, right? And I think this is really interesting. I think you guys are gonna appreciate this a little bit. So, and I got some interesting things to show you too. So on Monday, 8/13, 293, Uber. So the difference between what they charge passengers and what I got paid, they kept $96. 8/14, I made $184. Uber kept $55.65. Wednesday, 2/16, Uber kept $90.41. Thursday, 104. Well, that was a horrible Thursday, huh? And Uber kept $27. Friday, 289. Uber kept nearly 90. Saturday, I made 311. Uber kept 120. Pay close attention to that Saturday. You're going to notice something interesting. Sunday, 8/19, 153. Uber kept 67. I made $209 in promos. So what I did was I took the total amount of what Uber received on their end, and I subtracted my promo money, right? And that brought us to $336, right? So $336. So out of $1,763, What was that number? Horrible numbers. That. Yeah. 336, right? So 336 out of 1763, that's roughly, I'm horrible at math, but if it was, let's just say 350 times 5 would be, how much would that be, 1800? Yeah, right? God, I'm horrible at math. So, I mean, it was probably like around 20-ish% total of what Uber made off me. What they charged the passengers versus what I made was they kept about 20% of the total income, right? Of what they charged the passengers versus what I got paid on my earnings and my promos for that week. And I thought that was interesting. And that was with the multiplier. But I want you guys to see, so let's go back to this week. Where's that screenshot? Oh, let's just go back to gallery. All right. So for Monday of this week, $220, Uber kept $21. Tuesday, $202, Uber kept $33. Wednesday, $155, Uber kept $49. Thursday, $150, Uber kept $44. Friday, $225, Uber kept $85. Saturday, again, look how big of a difference Saturday is compared to the rest of the weeks, rest of the days. I made 163. Uber made $81. Sunday, 177. Uber made $32. I made $242 in promos. So the total of what Uber received versus my promo money after that, $105. So $105 out of 1,537. That is not even 10%. Right? That's not even close to, if it was $153, right? Wouldn't that be 10% of what Uber, of the total of compared to the earnings of me versus what Uber made off the passengers? I think that's really interesting. So this week, compared to the last week with the multiplier, Uber barely made any money off me. With my knowledge of the market, with the way I've been kind of handling rides, and even with them severely price gouging some of these rides on Saturdays, Uber only made 10% off of me. When the previous week I showed you, which I know this varies from week to week. It also varies from market to market because not every market has the same promotions, the same quest, has the same fares. I have to get that. Fuck, y'all hear that? I have to get that out of the way. I know every market is different. I'm 100% fully aware of that. And I know the way we're all paid is different and our bonuses are different. But this is interesting to me because they're making way less money now. They literally, their total earnings of what they receive compared to what they did 2 weeks ago is more than half of what they were making from an experienced driver like me. So I just think I want to show you guys, and there's a weird balance. I'm not afraid to show you the trip history now because they don't show addresses on the fare details anymore. So that's probably a good thing, in all honesty. I want to show you guys this really quick. This video is going to be so fucking torturous to watch. Yeah, look, there's no addresses here, so I don't really mind showing you anymore. That's not a good one. I saw some really ugly ones on Saturday. Let's go. Let's try this one. Wait, let's go. This one was bad. Yeah. All right. Here's what I tell passengers, because passengers are not aware of how Uber. That's not a good one either. Of how Uber like the difference between what they pay and what we get paid, right? And this is a little like analogy I started thinking of. Do you guys remember that statue? You've seen, everyone's seen that statue of where did all this money come from Uber if they aren't charging so much? Everyone's seen that statue of the one circus clown. He's got one foot on the big ball, and his remaining limbs are like, there's like a stick on each of his remaining limbs, and he's trying to balance plates, right? He's trying to balance all these different plates while keeping balance himself. Yeah, look at the difference on this one, guys. I made $20, but they charge a passenger $36, right? So it seems like on Saturdays, they definitely price gouge the heaviest. That's the heaviest day of the week that knows they're price gouging. All right, so back to my analogy. So on that statue where the clown is balancing all these different plates while he's trying not to fall over on the ball, that is effectively what the apps are doing all day, every day, right? They're balancing what they're charging the passengers versus what the drivers are earning, and on their foot, they're trying to balance their costs of research and development and all this shit. And the best way to correct, instead of trying to balance three things, go back to the old system, go back to charging the passengers their per minute, per mile rate, and Uber collecting 20% or 25%, whatever the contract is that the driver signed. That is the best way to correct what is happening. Because the upfront pricing thing, I know, obviously it's a corporation with costs. There are costs, there are employees, there are, development, there's expansion, there's lawyer fees, all kinds of shit involved with being a corporation. I get it. But if you only made 10% off a driver, that's not a great recipe for disaster. And another thing, that's another thing I wanted to show you guys. That's why, this kind of like emboldens me a bit. Because as you guys know, I did not like the pay drivers fair strike going on. Here's the thing. Yes, on certain occasions, and it's happened to me. It's happened to many, 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 many drivers. On certain occasions, there will be a almost violent swing in what they charge the passenger versus what you earned as a driver, what your rates were, and what you made off the surge. And that sucks. Now, my whole issue is I fully accepted what my rates are, and I'm okay with them. I do not like Uber and Lyft overcharging passengers. The bigger issue with me is the rider paying $37 for a ride where they really only had to pay, that wasn't even that long of a ride, it was 29 minutes. They really should have only ended up paying $28. Yeah, that'd be even better. Or $24. $24. That would be him paying 100% of the ride, Uber collecting 20%, and me getting my total rates. So I want all of my drivers, all of my subscribers watching, if you haven't tuned out at this point because this video is god awful, do me a favor. I know it's laborious. Do what I did and see how much Uber received at the end of the week versus what you kept, what you earned. And if that number is total of 50% or more, then you've got a case, or even okay, more, sorry, that's going to piss people off. If it's more than 30%, then Uber and Lyft may not be the right choice for you. Because they're obviously overcharging passengers way more than what you're being paid, and it's not beneficial to you. But if you're between 20 and 30%, like I said, I showed you guys 2 weeks. One of the weeks, Uber made 20% of what the total I earned. This past week, they made less than 10. There's a reason I don't complain as much as everyone else, because I look deeper at my situation and you know, and I would just want you guys, and that's why I still get I wanted to make this video again because I still get annoyed whenever people say, do you know that Uber is taking 50% of the fares? No, Uber and Lyft do not take 50% of the fares. Anyone who says that is creating a false narrative. And all of you know who you are. There are other YouTubers that have done it. You're intentionally misleading your audience by talking like that. Uber does not take a percentage of the fare. They overcharge the passenger and pay you your rates, and they keep the difference. That's always how it's worked with upfront pricing. So, and on some occasions, they will just completely gouge the passenger, and it's bullshit. I agree. But like I said, with the clown and the plates and the sticks, it's a weird balancing act that they're doing, and it's more complicated than it has to be. So they should just go back to the old system. And this video was awful. I want to thank y'all for watching. Please, everyone, stay safe, stay driven, stay classy, stay bearded, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.